Welcome to the Nevis Newscast for Thursday, February 15th, 2018. I'm Donis Wilkinson Keynes. The Nevis Housing and Land Development Corporation, NHLDC, has taken steps to prevent illegal dumping at a site in the Long Point area. Deputy Premier and the Chairman of the Nevis Housing and Land Development Corporation, the Honorable Alexis Jeffers, along with a team from the Department of Information, visited the site earlier today when he spoke about the findings.
Now what we are seeing here is a case of illegal dumping where various items have been dumped here. And I will say, first and foremost, I am not the Minister of Health, but these lands fall under the jurisdiction of the Nevis Housing and Land Development Corporation. And as the Chairman and Minister responsible for lands, the Chairman of the corporation, that is, and the Minister responsible for lands, this is something that bothers me. And that is why I'm here this morning. As you would realize, we have been proactive thus far in ensuring that we provide some form of barricade or some sort of protection for the area, in that we have erected a chain barricade across the entrance there so as to prevent further entry.
The Honorable Alexis Jeffers also spoke about the effects of the illegal dumping in that specific area.
These illegal dumpings take place because persons refuse to pay the necessary fees that they should pay at the Nevis Solid Waste compound, or they do it because it is a shortcut in some way. I would want to think that persons lack the pride that they should have in their island, because someone who have a love for Nevis and that pride in their island would not do such a thing. Perhaps they've also seen persons come in here before and they feel it is a dumping site, but this has never been earmarked as an official dumping site by anyone. So that is possibly the cause of what is going on here. The effect is that it harms our environment, and there's some material here that we consider to be hazardous material, and that is also a negative, can cause negative impact on our environment.
Meantime, athletes and coaches on the island are lauding the Nevis Island administration for the provision of the new International Associations of Athletics Federations IAAF certified Mondo track.
To me, it's one of the best facilities I've trained on, I've run on. I think it's a different technology they use, and I think it's an amazing investment in the youths. Because for the past couple of years, you've seen a lot of talent come to Nevis, but they've been keep training on grass. So I think having this rubber track will take them to another level.
If we had this facility in the time when we used to run, I myself might have been the Kim Collins of today. So I think it's a really awesome facility. I'm loving the atmosphere, I'm loving the views, I'm loving the track on a whole. And I hope that the young kids coming up understand what it is that they have, and they use it, they focus, and they accept that they are much better off today than we were. So take advantage of whatever opportunities they have now. Having to train on grass almost all their lives, having to train at another facility where you got to be dodging cricket balls and navigating a lot of traffic. It's a great feeling being here, training on the track. They love it here. I wish we could come here more often, but for now we'll just take advantage of whatever opportunity we have.
We also spoke with Nevis's first Olympian, Kervin Wallace, who is a physical education instructor at the Joycelyn Liebert Primary School.
I have my team here from my school, Joycelyn Liebert Primary School, and I asked them a simple question if they like the track, and everybody said yes, almost simultaneously. And I must say that it's a great feeling. I wish he was here when I was competing. So what I'm going to do now is do my best to coach the young ones to reach even further than where I reached when I was actually running, and to see that they reach their true and full potential. I just want to say thanks to all those who were involved, and Timothy Keynes. He really worked very hard to see this come to where it is right now, and I know he's still working. And of course the Nevis Island government in the area of Mr. Mark Brantley and Honorable Mark Brantley and his cabinet. I'm encouraging young people to get involved in track and field, get involved in sports. My friend Dwayne, I could tell you, we were destined to make the Olympic team a second time. But because of facilities like this, we didn't have. and traveling around to find meets just to make an Olympic team, it was a little bit taxing and challenging. But now we have it here, in our presence, on our soil. I'm thinking 2, 3, 4 years to come, we're going to see some more Olympians from Nevis.
The new Mondo track will be the venue of the 2018 Inter-Primary School Athletics Championships on March 28th. The Nevis Island Administration continues to place the education of the island's children at the top of its priority list, as a sound education must be the foundation for the development of the country. Presenting the NIA's 2018 budget address, Premier and the Senior Minister of Education, the Honorable Mark Brantley, spoke to technological advancements which will soon take place within the ministry.
During this fiscal year, the ministry will seek to introduce the archiving curriculum and assessment framework. This project, which is funded by the Organization of American States, will focus on improving the quality and relevance of teaching and learning, and will seek to bring about the introduction of advanced technology in 5 pilot schools to provide online training and learning resources for teachers. Other technological advancements in the delivery of education include the launch of the Open SIS program, which is a secure web-based database that captures and stores staff and student demographic information and school performance data, while providing for the timely generation of student transcripts and report cards. This has been introduced in all schools and allows for increased efficiency in teacher management and parent interaction. This system, Mr. President, will become a prominent fixture during the school year, as more than 60 teachers and principals were trained in the use of this mobile application.
Meantime, Premier and the Senior Minister of Education, the Honorable Mark Brantley, has expressed concern over the rate of vandalism of school property and the increasing rate of antisocial behavior on school compounds.
Such actions not only put a strain on the resources of government, but also endanger the lives and well-being of other students. We will adopt a zero tolerance to these matters. Therefore, my government will install an advanced security and surveillance system on the premises of our 2 secondary schools, and later extend this to the primary schools as well. The installation of security cameras and other monitoring systems will greatly reduce unwanted deviant behaviors by students. This surveillance system will not only serve as a deterrent to illicit activities, but will also help the school management and security team to better supervise and control activities on the school compound.
Premier Brantley also used the opportunity to warn against the trespassing on school compounds.
We are told that many who have left school, Mr. President, continue to frequent our school premises. I'm asking them to desist. They've had their chance, they were there. I don't know why they're going back. They ought to desist from trespassing on our school premises and interfering with our students. And we will have a zero tolerance policy towards such trespassing activities from members of the community who are not school children.
Premier and Minister of Education, the Honorable Mark Brantley. Still to come.
But we want more accountability for the money that we are providing to these associations.
We'll give you the details after this break.
As Minister of Foreign Affairs, my work requires me to travel quite often. When abroad, I stay in touch with Nevis and all that is happening here by using the Nevis TV mobile app or logging on to nevistvonline.com. I suggest you try it as well.
Hello, my name is Culturama, the Caribbean's greatest summer line. Most islands have their festival annually, but they call it Carnival. With all those shows, we fete and fun. We party from sun up to sundown. Everybody come now, show the world what we mean when we talk about Culturama. Rocks up, flags up, flags up. Time to wake up for the jam. We coming down early to be morn. Rocks up, flags up, flags up. Time to jump up in the van.
Welcome back. Minister of Sports, the Honorable Eric Evelyn, says the ministry will be changing how things are done with regard to the way sporting associations receive funding from the government. Minister Evelyn was at the time making his contribution to the Nevis Island Administration's budget debate.
We want it to be a structured program, Mr. President. And we want sporting associations to not only just come verbally and say, I want $15,000 or I want $30,000 to send 5 cricketers to Antigua or 10 cricketers to St. Martin. We want it to be structured in such a way that you bring your proposal, Mr. President, and persons within the Department of Sports will work closely with you to ensure that your proposal is sound. And when the budgetary support has been provided to you, and you would have sent your persons overseas, we want a full report. We want accountability.
He emphasized that the ministry wants to provide assistance to associations that are active.
We want to provide the assistance to associations that have a valid structure, they have an executive. And the assistance that we will be providing for these associations, Mr. President, will not be for just persons who travel overseas. Because we can provide assistance to associations if they want to host something locally as well, in a community. We have provided assistance in the past to all of the associations to host activities, and we'll continue to do so. But we want more accountability for the money that we are providing to these associations.
Minister of Sports, the Honorable Eric Evelyn. The government of St. Kitts and Nevis has announced that processing fees under the real estate option of the Citizenship by Investment CBI program have been slashed in half. The CEO of the Citizenship by Investment Unit, Lescan, notified the service providers on Monday that the Citizenship by Investment regulations have recently been amended to allow for a reduction in government fees via the real estate investment option. The government has revised the fees downward so that a family of 4 will now pay $75,000 instead of $150,000. The notice gave the new fees as $35,000 for the main applicant, $20,000 for the spouse of the main applicant, and $10,000 for each dependent regardless of age. It went further to state that due diligence and accelerated application processing fees remain the same. Prior to the amendment, the main applicant paid $50,000, the applicant's spouse paid $25,000, and each dependent under 18 years of age paid $25,000. Each qualified dependent of the main applicant over 18 years, other than his spouse, attracted a fee of $50,000. Minister of Finance Prime Minister, the Honorable Dr. Timothy Harris, explained the reasoning behind the reduction in the fees during a sitting of the National Assembly on Tuesday, saying a group of real estate developers had lobbied Cabinet for a downward adjustment of the fees. The following is a distribution system upgrade advisory from the Nevis Electricity Company Limited, NEVLEC. Consumers are advised to take note of a scheduled power outage for Friday, February 16th from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Fig tree and areas in close proximity will be affected. Customers are advised to take every precaution to safeguard electrical equipment at all times of interruption and restoration to the electrical supply. NEVLEC apologizes for the inconvenience that may be caused by the outage and remind customers that in each case, service may be delayed to later than the time specified. For additional information, call NEVLEC's Customer Service Office at 469-7243, 469-7245, or 662-5799, or its emergency service at 469-9100 or 662-5811. That's it for this edition of the Nevis Newscast. On behalf of all of us here at the Department of Information, thank you for viewing.